So I've been thinking that I want to make like political and social commentary cartoons, and I have wanted to do it for a while. And the first one I did, it was like I was telling someone I make cartoons, and the guy asked me, was like, oh, what kind of cartoons? And I was like, oh, I just like draw myself, and like I have a little guy that appears sometimes, and they're just sort of like about day-to-day stuff. And he was like, you should get into political cartoons. And I was like, I don't think I could do that. That's crazy. And he was like, oh, okay, like whatever. Like it was just like a stranger interaction. And he got me thinking though, what if I did make political cartoons? And I remember, oh, tear it up. Okay, I made one. It was like not even really, it was like about making political cartoons. It was like, it's gotta be here somewhere. Well, I made this bald eagle one, and it says Department of Symbolic Associations, and he says, ooh, I gotta file a report. The bald eagle, he wants to be associated with something different. He's not really feeling it. I don't know where the rest of it is. Maybe I covered it up, but it says Hand Sandwich presents a political cartoon. You should get into political cartoons. And it's just, and I thought there was more, but maybe I covered it up. Anyway, I guess that was 2024. I was like thinking about getting into political cartoons, and then earlier this year in like August, I made this one. And it's about Big Beautiful Ballroom, Donald Trump, obviously. And I made this, and after I made this, I started trying to like work on drawing some other faces, because I typically only draw my own character. You've seen her, she's everywhere. Her, I always put this character in all my cartoons, which is fine, but I was like, after I drew this one, I was like, okay, well, if I'm gonna make political cartoons, I gotta start drawing other types of faces, because I'll be using other characters. And I started drawing in a different sort of style, in this really cartoony style, and I had so much fun doing this. I messed around a little bit more with like some other types of faces, and I was really having a lot of fun with it. And I don't know, sometimes I just like start drawing stuff in a different style, and then it's almost like I almost feel like really good about it, and that makes me feel like, I guess maybe I start getting imposter syndrome, because I'm like, oh well, I probably won't be able to beat that, let me just go back to the same old. Or maybe it's like it starts getting a little challenging and I don't want to push past the challenge, which sucks, because like looking back, I'm like, if I push past, imagine where I could be now. But you can't think like that. You gotta go from here. Or I do, at least. And so I've been thinking about, I don't know, what's really annoying is, it's not annoying, but it's like the suggestions you hear all the time. It's like, if you do yoga, it'll change your life. If you start meditating, like you'll feel so much better. And like, I hate to say it, the yoga and meditating has been making me feel a lot better, and also sort of like giving me space to think. Whereas usually I like don't even allow myself like the little space to think. I like to be distracted by like listening to podcasts, watching videos, and like I enjoy that stuff. But I think also to be doing yoga and meditating, allowing those moments where I'm on purpose, not having any distractions, and I'm just like being, is allowing me to take those moments at other times when I'm not doing yoga and meditating and being like, you know what, I can sit right now and just like have my thoughts. It's been like giving me more space, and also it's been making me like think more intentionally, and like I'm having more dreams, and like I'm just overall feeling better. And I said it was annoying in the beginning because it's like annoying that it feels like that's like a really common suggestion to do those two things, and it's annoying because I didn't do them for so long, so I'm like, it takes a little time, like it's probably not going to do anything. But the consistency that I've been giving those things, I've been feeling better. So I don't know, it's working for me, I hate to say it. But back to the cartoons. I've been thinking, let me try political cartoons again. I didn't really know the direction to go with it because I'll have like one idea and then I'm like, I don't want to use my one idea and say that I'm going to make political cartoons and then I can't think of any other ideas. So I had the idea though, came to me, like what if I did sort of like misinterpreted news headlines? Like, you know, sometimes there will be like an article title and like what you read from that, you're like, whoa, that's got to be crazy, and you actually read the article and you're like, oh, that's not really what it's about. And obviously journalists do this on purpose so that you'll read the article, but sometimes I think a lot of people will just read the headline and not read the article and be like, whoa, did you see that thing about such and such? Like, that's so crazy, but that's not actually what's happening. So I was thinking it would be really fun to make my cartoons like misinterpreted news headlines. And so one that I had kind of been thinking about was like Donald Trump's big beautiful bill. I've been seeing this a lot, and I was like, what if it was like Bill Clinton? And what if it was like Bill Clinton as the Macy's Thanksgiving Day parade balloon? And so I started out, I was like, let me try and see if I can draw Bill Clinton. This is my first attempt, really bad. And this isn't the first time I've drawn Bill Clinton. This was the first time I've drawn Bill Clinton in a long time. And that's really bad. But I think I started sort of capturing his essence. Obviously the ear, out of place here, doesn't matter. We carry on. I started sort of trying to formulate the idea of him as the Macy's Thanksgiving Day balloon. Like, this is the balloon before it's blown up. This is the helium tank. We've got him as the balloon. And then I put like the people that do the like commentating. I don't think that they maybe are news anchors, but they like are set up and they're like commentating on the Macy's Thanksgiving Day parade. And so I was sort of trying to flesh out this idea, and I think it's going to be really fun because a big problem that I've thought about before making political cartoons and like social commentary, I worry that I'm not like smart enough or knowledgeable enough about things at large to create that sort of comedy, I guess. Like, it's almost like I feel like you have to understand what it is to make something funny about it. It's like you have to know the rules to be able to break the rules. And I've been like, oh, I don't know enough about social trends, social standing, I don't know enough about politics, I don't know enough about these positions, but I think that I do. And especially if like my idea is to on purpose misinterpret the headlines, I think that's exactly what it is. Like, you don't have to know everything about anything to do it. I don't think anybody knows everything about everything. So I really like this idea, and I think it'll be really fun to sort of execute these as cartoons. Another thing that I considered is that like not everyone's gonna understand it, and that's okay. It is my biggest fear that I get misinterpreted and that I'm misunderstood, but I think this will be sort of good exposure therapy for me because I feel like I can already see it. Like I misinterpret the headline on purpose. I make the cartoon about the misinterpreted headline, and then someone comments and is like, that's not actually what it means, and like, obviously. But I feel like I can stand firm in the fact that like I didn't mean to express what it means. I meant to misinterpret it. So I think, maybe this would be good callousing material for me to thicken my skin a little. But I think it'll be really fun, and it's what I wanted to do, and like I just keep imagining like being able to like make connections with people over these like funny misinterpreted headlines, and like that's really what I want from my art, is for it to reach people in a way that they can make connections with each other and also with me, because it's like the idea that I have for my art is that it be similar to the way that like memes are shared, basically, because I think that memes are a really special part of the internet, where it's like you see it, it's relatable, it's funny, but also it's like something that you see and you're like, oh, that makes me think of my friend, like I'm gonna send this to so and so and say like, oh, this is so you, or this is so me. And like I think that I want my cartoons to be funny in that way, that like, you know, people can send them and be like, oh, isn't this funny, this is what you would have thought it meant. And that's just what I see for my art and for the sort of like connections that it can make between people. So that's really what I want to do with it. And so I am working on the big beautiful bill Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade balloon one first, and after that I'm just gonna start scouring the headlines and seeing what pops into my silly little brain, because I think I misinterpret headlines a lot, because I think one thing that I find really humorous is like a misunderstanding or like a misinterpretation of a word, or like using the wrong word. I think that's really funny to me. And so this is like right up my alley of humor, and I think I can really do something with it. So that's just been sort of what I'm cooking on lately. I really want to set some good foundational habits for my art practice. 2026 is coming fast, and I want to sit down and really like get it together so that I can feel like I'm starting the new year with an agenda. So that's what I'll be doing next. Figuring out what to do. The meditation and the yoga has incorporated into my routine for the past couple of weeks, and I've really kept up with it. It's feeling really good. And so now I want to start adding in, now that I've like added in these things that are creating mental space for my creativity, I want to add in some more like practical, I'm sitting down for drawing time, I'm sitting down for research time, I'm sitting down to write. So I need to incorporate some more of those habits, but I like to do them one at a time so I can make sure I can keep up with them. I did yoga for a couple of weeks before I started doing the meditating also, and so I was able to keep it up. So I think that's all for today. Thank you for listening to my rambling, and I hope you have a great week. See you next time.